This is Retro Sports Radio. Visit RetroSeasons.com for more sports history.
The San Francisco Giants faced the Montreal Expos at Jarry Park in Montreal for a Wednesday night game on May 10th, 1972. The Giants were having a terrible start in 1972. They entered this game with a 7-16 record under manager Charlie Fox, who led the Giants to the NLCS in 1971, which was his first year as skipper. Montreal wasn't expected to do much in 1972. After 3 straight losing seasons to kick off their franchise history, Gene Malk still had little to work with, but they were able to acquire some young talent when they traded Rusty Staub for Tim Foley, Ken Singleton, and Mike Jorgensen the day before the season started. This audio recording is from the San Francisco radio broadcast featuring announcers Lon Simmons and Bill Thompson.
And now, stay tuned for the live and direct broadcast of today's game over the Golden West Radio Network.
You wouldn't say Frisco.
No, no.
So don't say salami, say Jello. Jello, Italian dry. Salami by Jello from San Francisco. For pizzas, for picnics, for luncheons and for snacks. Say Jello, Italian dry. Salami by Jello.
Gallo Italian dry salami. Appetizingly Italian. Distinctively San Franciscan.
Particular people always know. You wouldn't say Frisco. No, no. So don't say salami, say Jello. Jello, Italian dry. Salami by Jello. La, 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 la. La, la, la. Say Jello.
San Francisco Giants baseball is on the air. This is Lon Simmons with Bill Thompson, welcoming you to another Giants ball game from Montreal. Tonight's game between the Giants and Expos brought to you by Standard Oil Company of California. The quality of service you get it. Chevron dealers and Standard stations will tell you that people really count along the Chevron way. By Bank of America, helping more Californians than any other bank with the business of living. By Allstate Insurance Company, you're in good hands with Allstate. Also by Chevrolet, who brings you an idea you can live with. Before you drive, buckle your seat and shoulder belt. By Long's Drugs, whose 59 stores throughout California and Hawaii have the combination of price, selection, and customer service you've been looking for. And by Ham's Beer. Ham's Tap and Regular is brewed natural for natural drinkability. You're welcome to the big beer drinking brotherhood of man. At home plate, manager Charlie Fox brings the Giants starting lineups to the umpires, and manager Gene Malk of the Montreal Expos brings his lineup to home plate. Willie Mays is not here tonight with the Giants. He headed for New York. President Bill Stoneman of the Giants and chairman of the board of the New York Mets, Don Grant, called a meeting and wanted Willie there to talk things over about the possibilities of a trade or of Willie going to New York. And exactly, the Mets want to know exactly what they can expect from Willie, whether he wants to play in New York, whether he will play in New York, and how much he will play. And I guess based upon that conversation tonight, will depend on what the Mets are willing to give the Giants for Mays if a deal is made. But anyway, they're scheduled to talk tonight. Mr. Stoneman, Mr. Grant, and Mr. Mays in New York. We'll be talking to you tonight about the starting lineups when we return in just 1 minute. Mothers, now there's a way to cure your kids of brown bag lunch boredom. Pack their lunches in Happy Day lunch bags from Standard Oil. Right now, you can get a pack of 10 free with any purchase of gasoline at all Standard stations and almost all Chevron dealers. Your kids will love them. They're a lot more colorful than plain brown bags, and each white Happy Day lunch bag sports a big yellow face that smiles and says, "Have a happy day." You'll really appreciate them too, Mom, because each pack of 10 will keep you in send-off smiles for 2 whole weeks. And that big yellow face can turn even an ordinary sandwich and apple lunch into a real occasion. Stop in and begin collecting Happy Day lunch bags today. You get a pack of 10 free with any gasoline purchase at all Standard stations and almost all Chevron dealers. And when you run out, stop in along the Chevron Way for more 10 packs of Happy Day lunch bags. Your kids will get more than a lunch on. The umpires at home plate, Doug Harvey will be behind the plate. Bob Engel at first, Augie Donatelli at second, Stan Landis at third. The starting lineup for tonight's game for the Giants, Chris Fire leads off at shortstop. Tito Fuentes batting number 2 and playing second base. Bobby Palms at right field hitting number 3. Dave Kingman batting 4th, playing first base. Ken Henderson in center field hitting number 5. Alan Gallagher at third base hitting number 6. Gary Maddox at left field batting 7th. Dave Rader doing the catching hitting 8th. Sam McDowell with 4 wins and no losses doing the pitching and batting 9th. For the Expos, Ron Hunt at second base leading off. Mike Jorgensen at first base batting 2nd. Clyde Mayshore in right field batting 3rd. Bob Bailey, the third baseman, hitting 4th. Ken Singleton in left field batting number 5. Ron Wood in center field hitting 6th. Tim Foley, the shortstop, hitting 7th. John Cabell doing the catching. And Bill Stoneman, the 3-2 record, doing the pitching for the Expos. And here are the United States and Canadian national anthem.
In the playing of the U.S. and Canadian anthem.
Montreal Expos take over here. It's not as well. Well, what I was going to say is, well, I'll tell you this, that it's not as cold as it was last time. It is. Here we go. Nice.
Number 12.
We are having a change in the Montreal lineup tonight. Marcabella and Foley change. Marcabella is, well, Bobby Wine has taken over at shortstop for Foley. Wine will play shortstop and bat 8th, and Marcabella will bat 7th and do the catching. No reason announced for, as of yet, why Foley is not starting, other than one fact, he's something like 0 for 22 at the plate. Bobby Wine, who is the experienced man at shortstop, has been used as a late-inning defensive man at third base and almost a coach on this ball club, helping out the younger infielders. And Gene Mock mentioned when he was talking about great shortstops in our pregame show, he mentioned Bobby Wine. Ordinarily, you probably would not put Wine's name in along with Marty Marion. That's the name that pops to mind when you think about great shortstops, but Gene Mock included Wine side by side with Marion as far as being a great fielding shortstop. This broadcast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the San Francisco Giants solely for the entertainment of our listening audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the description and account of this game without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants is prohibited. The Giants against Bill Stoneman, hard-throwing right-hander, a fellow who has certainly become one of the fine right-handers in baseball. And Stoneman giving the Expos, along with Franco and McAnally and Torres, a fine starting pitching staff. Stoneman out here tonight to see what he can do about prolonging the Giants' loss string here in Montreal. Giants lost 6 in succession last year, lost last night. Stoneman, 2-7 lifetime against the Giants. He's making his second start of the year against them. And he pitches to Chris Fire, who checks and fouls the pitch back, strike 1. Stoneman was the starter against in the game that Sam McDowell pitched. He worked 3 2/3 innings, gave up 9 hits and 6 runs. The Giants won 13-2 in that one. Pitch to Spire, fouled away. Stoneman was spiked at first base by McDowell, and close play at first base. It was not intentional, of course, but it was one of those collisions at first base in which Stoneman was spiked and McDowell twisted his ankle. Fire leading off for the Giants in the top of the first, and the pitch to Chris is way outside, comes back to the screen, 4 ball, 1 and 2. As we mentioned about the weather, and if you compared tonight to last night, it would be like comparing Palm Springs to Nome, Alaska. It is pleasant out here this evening. Curveball dribbled foul up into the bat. Stoneman hung a curveball, a slow curve out over the plate, and Spire was way out in front, fouled it off the end of the bat. Oddity here, it's going to be difficult to tell exactly how the wind will affect baseball, because the wind appears, the flags in center field are blowing towards right, and the flags on the bleachers to our left are blowing towards left. So the wind changes direction somewhere between center field and left field. Fastball, line drive, base hit, right field. Over to field it is Mayshore. And he throws into second. Boy, it's a tough one. Outfielders and infielders alike here. The grass is very spotty and lumpy, and the ball takes a tricky hop. Mayshore had to go to one knee to field that ball, and then it almost hopped over his head. Fire opens things with a single. And the Giants have Tito Fuentes as the batter. Fire was batting .250 and Fuentes hitting .265. With Chris leading at first. Tito turns the bunt, lays it back towards the mound. Stoneman will have to go to first. He does with Hunt covering. And Fuentes is retired for the out. The sacrifice working. Manager Charlie Fox immediately shows that he has great confidence in Sam McDowell by playing for 1 run in the first inning. Fans, stop in at any Chevron dealer or standard station along the Chevron Way and pick up your free Giants pocket schedule. Keep track of who and where the Giants play next. Sacrifice for Fuentes and Bobby Bonds, hitting .304 with 14 RBIs. Faces the right-hander. Spire had moved to second on the sacrifice. The infield backed up. The outfield deep and about straight away against Bonds. Curveball swung on and missed, strike 1. Dave Kingman on deck. We're in the top of the first, a 0-0 ball game, but Fire led off with a single, was sacrificed to second by 20. Stretch by Stoneman. And the pitch to Bond. Popped up into right field. Mayshore drifting under this one near the line. He makes the catch. Fire tags. It doesn't go, and Mayshore throws the ball about 30 feet up the third baseline. Away from third, but Fire had no chance to move up. Bond flies out to right. So it'll be up to Kingman now. 2 men are down. The Giants have not been hitting until the late innings. And that is an indication of a couple of things. In the 2 games which they hit Carlton and last night Torres, when they started hitting, they were behind by some 6 or 7 runs in each game. Now, the pitcher might either have been tiring or he might have been relaxing a bit. So the Giants' late inning hitting isn't quite as good as it has sounded in those 2 ball games. Now they're going to have to try to get some hitting early. They got a leadoff single by Fire, but it's up to Kingman now to see if he can bring him around. Curveball foul back, look out. Right, back it up. Thought I had that one. Not in my hands, but right between the eyes. And Brandon Willett, don't be happy, it wasn't that close. Strike one count to Kingman with 2 down and Fire at second. Stoneman takes the stretch, looks at second, the pitch to Dave. Grounded to third base weakly. Bailey is up with a throw to first, and the Giants are retired. 5. No runs on a hit, no errors, and a runner left on. Giants might be able to use the baseball for 6 or 7 months. They're hitting it that hard. So at the end of a half inning, the score of the Giants nothing, and Montreal coming to bat. Imagine a room 4,000 feet long, 625 feet wide, and 300 feet high. It's part of a house 25 miles long. The main inhabitants are bats and snow-white crickets. It's the big room at Carlsbad Cabins, New Mexico. Quite a sight. And Chevrolet is building a better way for the station wagon family to get there. Our own versions of the big room. There are Chevrolet and Chevelle wagons that seat 8 people, a Suburban that holds 9, and a sport van that'll carry 12, and even a little wagon for little families, Vega Campback. Why do we have the largest selections in wagons of anybody? Because if you're a station wagon family, Chevrolet wants your next one to be the best you ever owned, to take you to places like Carlsbad Cabin. At right, Gallagher at third, Fire at short, one is at second, Kingman at first, Rader doing the catching, and Sam McDowell doing the pitching. We talked some time ago, a couple of years ago, the price of bananas in food service in Philadelphia. And had a couple of buckets of bananas sent because the price was a little steep at room service. Well, I don't expect anybody to send me any ice cream through the mail, but I ordered ice cream in room service last night when I got back from... Ordered 2 scoops of ice cream with a little chocolate syrup. Got 1 scoop of ice cream and chocolate syrup. Luckily, they only sent 1. Here's Ron Hunt. Takes outside for a ball. And the one that they sent, I couldn't afford it, too, because 1 scoop of ice cream and the chocolate syrup cost me $2.66. Ron Hunt takes outside for ball 2 from McDowell, a fastball. Hunt is batting 107. 2-0 pitch to him. Look out, Ron, and he's hit by the pitch. Hunt, not unusual, is struck by a delivery from Sam McDowell. Goes to first base, and the Expos have their leadoff runner on. Mike Jorgensen, the left-hand batter, moving up into the number 2 position tonight, inning 234. The Giants, the Expos rather, in their deal with the Mets, Could have gotten himself a real fine ball player in Jorgensen. It's sort of difficult to figure out why Jorgensen wasn't playing more with the Mets. He turns to bunt, takes a strike, going one. Each club looking to move the leadoff runner, get their leadoff batter on, moving him over to second, leaving the job up to the next two hitters to try to bring him across. The Giants weren't able to do it, and now manager Gene Mock had Jorgensen squared to bunt on that first one. It's a strike call, so that's Larry Doby, the first base coach. Jimmy Bragan coaching at third for Montreal. As Hunt leads from first. The pitch to Jorgensen. He takes inside for a ball. Turned to sacrifice again. Kingman and Gallagher charging down the line. Three finals are in the Cubs beat Cincinnati 4-2 today. Pappas won it. Nolan was the loser. In the American League, Gaylord Perry won his fifth ball game as Cleveland beat Kansas City 7-2. The White Sox beat Detroit 7-0. 1-1 count. On the left-hand batting Jorgensen. Turns to bunt. Pushes it back to McDowell. He'll have a play at second. He throws just in time at second base to get Hunt. McDowell had a play at second base, and he took just a little bit too much time to wind up to throw to second. But he put enough steam on it that Fryer made the catch. Time at shortstop, and the fourth out on Hunt.
Batting third, the right fielder, number 5.
The one man is down, and Jorgensen, who failed on the sacrifice attempt, is over at first base. Clyde Mayshore will be the batter. Mayshore hitting .292. A right-hand batter, playing right field. Manager Gene Mock doing some platooning tonight with Woods in center field and Mayshore in right. Jorgensen with his lead at first. The pitch to Mayshore, curve is swung on and missed. Strike one. One down, one on. 0-0 in the bottom of the first inning. Runner leads at first. That's Jorgensen. McDowell has his hands on his knees to get the sign. Now comes to the plate. Fastball, pop foul out of play, and it's 0-2. Remember when you were a kid and you get an ice cream cone, the two of you be eating an ice cream cone, and you always tried to finish last, so you take it down. That's how I was with that ice cream last night. And $2.66 for a scoop of ice cream. Took the entire late movie to finish that one scoop of ice cream. It had to be great at that price, eh? 0-2 count. The 0-2 pitch. Look out, a fastball up over Mayshore's head, and it's 1-2. Runner at first with one out. We're in the bottom of the first. It's a beautiful evening here, especially compared to last night. The 1-2 delivery. The runner goes, a foul, drive down the right field line, out of play into the stand. Mayshore hit the ball pretty hard down the right field line, but it was well out of play back into the lower seat. He comes back to home plate with a 1-2 count. 340 down the line, 368 the power alley, 420 to center field. The low barrier of about 5 feet surrounding the outfield. There are bleacher seats from the left field corner over to center field. None in right field. Curveball, ground ball to second base. 20 steps on second, throws the first, easy double play, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on. And at the end of an inning, the score: the Giants nothing, and Montreal nothing.
This is Bank of America Spotlight on Sports. We're outside the stadium talking to Willard Hodel, a sportsman. Willard?
Hiya, Bill.
Willard, you got your new camper loan from Bank of America, is that right?
That's correct, Bill. First thing we did was drive to Lake Havasu, where upon the way my rubber raft fell off.
Oh, well, we understand you chose Bank of America for your camper loan because of the minimum of red tape.
That is correct. My rubber raft fell off somewhere near Barstow, Bill.
You say the loan rate was very favorable and simple to arrange?
Bill, I'd say so. Now, if anyone finds my rubber raft, I'd appreciate getting it back. It's red with Boo-Boo written on it.
Well, then you'd recommend Bank of America for any kind of recreational vehicle loan.
You're correct, but now, Bill, be sure you tie anything loose down on your camper. I could have used that advice myself.
Thanks, Will. Bank of America recreational vehicle loan. The minimum of red tape and paperwork. Ask at any branch.
to pitch the second inning. I might have bragged a little bit too soon about how nice and pleasantly warm it was. The sun has gone down now, and it's starting to cool off a bit. And I don't think it get as cold as it did last night.
The center fielder, number 6.
Henderson, Gallagher, and Maddox against Stoneman in inning number 2. Kenny, a switch batter, batting left-handed. Hitting .205. The Giants of the team batting .228. Stoneman winds with a pitch to Henderson. Fastball low and inside for a ball. Doug Harvey, the home plate umpire. Bob Engel at first, Augie Donatelli at second. Dan Landis at third. Henderson waits on the 1-0 pitch. 1-0 delivery. Breaking pitch inside for ball 2. 2-0. Outfield is backed up and around to the right. 2-0 pitch, fouled away to the left, and it's 2-1. Giants just not putting anything together. They put something together last night, 5 errors, but that's about the only thing they've been able to put together for a while. They having that difficulty of just getting things turned loose here and keep waiting for it to happen. A swing and a miss, then it's 2-2. A 2-2 delivery on the way. Curveball fouled and it's held on to by Bacabella, and Henderson is out on strike. Low curveball on the inside. Stoneman appears to be throwing a slow sweeping curveball that Giants should be able to pick up. So far they've not done it. And Alan Gallagher will be the next man to challenge it. Gallagher hitting .243. Stoneman pitch to Al. Curve is outside for a ball, 1-0. He's not throwing a sharp breaking curveball. He hasn't thrown one yet. The big roundhouse breaking pitch. His 1-0 delivery. Fastball line fouls down the right field line, and the count is a ball on the strike. The Expos press book, it's William Handley Stoneham, and his nickname Bill, Stoney, and Stone. All right. 1-1 pitch. Low for a ball. It's 2-1. Not a very big pitcher, 5'10", 168 pounds. He was picked up by the Expos from the Chicago Cubs in the expansion draft. The 2-1 offering to Gallagher. Low breaking pitch for 3-1. And he is behind on the Giants' third baseman. 3 balls and a strike with 1 out, and the base is empty. Outfield gives Gallagher the left center field area with Woods, the center fielder, over into right center. Swing and a miss with a fastball, 3-2. Stoneman blew that fastball right by Gallagher, and it's a full count. Gallagher now questioning Doug Harvey whether that pitch was a strike or not. It was after he swung at it. Full count to him. Right-hander Stoneman's 3-2 pitch. Curveball, strike 3 call. Gary Maddox will be the batter now. For fast, quick answers on any kind of recreational vehicle loan, see your nearest Bank of America.
Gary Maddox.
Gary Maddox, hitting .195. Rookie left fielder, facing Stoneman with 2 down. Stoneman has struck out the first 2. Right-hander's pitch, curveball fouled away, strike 1. Nothing in 1 count to Maddox. Gary looking for his first major league home run. He was hitting them like they were going out of style with Phoenix. Fastball brushes him back for a ball, 1-1. Asking quite a bit of a young fellow to make the jump. You just have to be patient. There's a lot to learn when you make that final step up at the major league. The 1-1 pitch to him. Ground ball to shortstop. Scooped up by Bobby Wine. Thrown to first high, and Maddox is safe at first base. Wine had not seen Maddox run, I don't believe, that much. And he took his time on that throw, and then when he saw Maddox flying down the line, he threw rather quickly, then hurried his throw, threw high, and Maddox was across the bag. It'll be an error on the shortstop, Bobby Wise. 2 men down, and Dave Rader, the Giant catcher, the batter, the 229 batter. The Giants, with their power, certainly have speed if the power ever returns. It's been short-circuited a bit, but with Maddox and Henderson, Bonds, Kingman, and 20s, they've got great speed on this ball club. Maddox with his lead at first. Pitch to Rader. Swung on and missed a fastball about chin high that he didn't get, and it's 0-1. 2 down, Maddox at first base, the result of the throwing error by Bobby Wine. Stoneman working from a stretch. Maddox leads at first. Fastball fouled away, strike 2. When a team gets in a slump, it seems as though everyone changes his batting style and becomes afraid to really take a cut at the ball. Giants now are protective hitters, just trying not to strike out. Stretch for the 0-2 delivery. Maddox goes, curveball, swung on and missed, and Rader is out on strike. No runs, no hits, an error, and a runner left on. And as we go to the bottom of the second, the score, 0-0. Bob Bailey will lead off for the Expos against Sam McDowell in inning number 2. Right-hand batting third baseman. Bailey with a .230 batting average. McDowell hit Ron Hunt in the first inning, but a double play. Had him pitched to just the minimum number of batters. Foul ball out of play, strike 1. On a special day coming up at Candlestick Park, we'd like to mention that there are group nights and days at Candlestick, and you can talk to the group sales department at Candlestick Park, calling 467-8000. Fastball is high for a ball, 1-1. In case you'd like to get a group together, you have a company or a club or something that wants to come out in a group, enjoy Candlestick Park and the Giants, just call 467-8000, ask for group sales. I'll be happy to make the arrangements for you. Pitch is inside for a ball. There are special nights coming up. Vallejo Times Herald night, Friday night, May 19th. Also that May 19th is Independent Order of Foresters night at Candlestick Park. 2-1 pitch. Fouled away to the right, and it's 2-2. 2-2 count to Bailey. Leading off the second for Montreal. A 0-0 ball game. McDowell's 2-2 pitch. Swung on and foul back, and it stays at 2-2. Saturday, May 20th is San Jose Mercury News Day. Giants against the Braves at Candlestick Park. And then Vallejo Times Herald night and San Jose Mercury News Day. There are special coupons running in those newspapers that you can take advantage of a special ticket offer. And don't forget, May 20th, that's Saturday, the 12:15 start. Foul ball out of play to the right. Now stays at 2-2. May 21st, of course, is Helmet Day, with all youngsters 14 and under receiving free souvenir Giant batting helmets when they enter the ballpark on Sunday, May 21st. And it's a doubleheader against the Braves, and it's also Dinuba Day. 2-2 pitch. Down goes Bailey, a fastball under his chin, and it's a full count of 3-2. Bailey, Singleton, and Woods against McDowell in the second inning. Sam into the windup. The left-hander delivers 3-2. A fly ball hit high in the air to short center. If Henderson can see it, it's an easy chance. He does. And makes the catch for the out. Twilight here in Montreal. And it's a little difficult to pick up the ball when it hits that high. You're going to buy a new car. Check Allstate's auto finance plan. Chances are you can save a pretty good dollar on finance charges. With one out, Ken Singleton comes to the plate, hitting .269. Takes ball 1. 1-0 pitch to him. Let up, swung on it, missed. It's a ball on the strike. Singleton, the switch batter, batting right-handed. As a right-hand batter hitting 286. Curve is low for ball 2. Hitting 286 is Detroit, and 256 is Gauche. It's outside for a ball, and it's 3-1. 3 balls and a strike to Singleton. He took a look at third base coach Jimmy Bragan to see if he should be swinging at the 3-1 delivery. McDowell peels off the 3-1 pitch. It's strike call. That was jumped in the strike zone at the letters, and it's a full count of 3-2. Singleton and McDowell go to the end of the string here in the bottom of the second with 1 out, nobody on, a 0-0 ball game. 3-2 pitch, ball 4, he walked in. McDowell then Singleton to first, the second base runner against Sam, and Ron Woods, the Montreal center fielder, comes up with a 281 batting average. Rader goes out to talk to McDowell. Saturday, June 3rd is Palo Alto Times Candlestick Park. Special ticket order coupons are in the Palo Alto Times. The World Champion Pittsburgh Pirates will be in town that day. That's a Saturday, and that is also a 12:15 start. Don't forget the May 20th, June 3rd, it's 12:15 start rather than the regular 1 o'clock start. McDowell comes to the plate, low to Woods for a ball, 1-0. Runner at first with 1 out. Singleton, a base runner, at first base for Montreal. 1 hit in the game, Spires leadoff single. Singleton gets the short lead at first. McDowell comes to the plate, a high foul drive out of play to the right, and it's 1-1. Ball on the strike count, straight away outfield against Woods, who takes a long look now at the third base coach. Look at first base by McDowell in the stretch. His delivery. Line foul into the seats to the right again. He had that one 5, and he fouled it off to the right. So McDowell goes out in front, 1-2. Tomorrow night, Ron Bryant for the Giants against Steve Renko of the Expos. Tonight it's Sam McDowell dueling Bill Stoneman, and we're 0-0 in the bottom of the second. Look over at first by McDowell. He's got Singleton picked off. Throws to first. Kingman throws to 20th at second. Now the throw back to Kingman. He'll have to chase him towards Fire. He does. Throws to Fire. Fire tags him out. So that one went from 1 to 3 to 4 to 3 to 6 for the out on Singleton. Listing it as 4-3-6 on the put out. So with 2 men down, Ron Woods has a 1-2 count. Curveball hit back to McDowell, who put his legs together and his glove down and knocked that ball down and throws to first to get him. That ball was going straight through the middle, but McDowell got his legs together and his glove in place to stop it. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left. Well, they made a change, and changed it back to what we said, 1 to 3 to 4 to 3 to 6. That was the scoring on the put-out. At the end of 2 innings, the score, the Giants 0 and Montreal 0. Taking a look at the other scores in the American League, the White Sox shut out Detroit 7-0, and Bradley won his third. He's lost 1. Miller was the loser. 7 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. That's what I say, Bill. 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the White Sox. No runs, 4 hits, and 1 error for Detroit. Cleveland, 7-10-0. Cleveland, 7-10-0. Kansas City, 2-5-0. Gaylord Perry, the winner, 5 wins and 2 losses. Hedlund, the loser, 0-3. Alex Johnson hit a 3-run homer. for Cleveland. Texas and Baltimore, 0-0 after 4. Broberg for Texas. McNally for Baltimore. New York and Minnesota, it's Kakich for New York. And Perry for Minnesota. In the National League, at the end of an inning, the Dodgers won and the Mets nothing. Downing for Los Angeles. Matlack for New York. San Diego leads Philadelphia 2-0. Going to the bottom of the third, Kirby for San Diego. Bryman for Philadelphia. Now, over. That is his 7th home run for San Diego to take the National League lead in home runs. Atlanta leads Pittsburgh 1-0 at the end of an inning. We're set to go to the third, and here's Bill Thompson.
Sam McDowell leading off against Bill Stoneman. Sam 3 for 12 on the year. Left-handed batter takes a fastball outside for ball 1. McDowell is swing the bat, also will bunt for a base hit. Doing that, in which Stoneman was spiked in San Francisco. Swing and a miss by McDowell. A 1-1 count. A 1-1 count. McDowell leading off the top of inning number 3. Giants nothing, Expos nothing. Stoneman to the plate. McDowell tries to bunt and fouls it off, strike 2. Outfield deep against McDowell. Woods in center. Mayshore in right. A bit deeper than Singleton in left. Curveball misses. A 2-2 count. The Giants pitcher, Sam McDowell. Shortstop Chris Fire on deck. Tito Fuentes, the second baseman, to follow. Stoneman into the windup. Pitch to McDowell. Curve. Swung on it. Missed. Strike 3. Slow curveball. McDowell way out in front. Stoneman gets his 4th strikeout. And Chris Fire, as the game's only hit, a single to right field in the first inning, will be the Giant batter. Right-hander against right-hander. The Expos with a straightaway defense. Bill Stoneman cranks up and comes to the plate. Breaking pitch is low, ball 1. Bailey playing even with the bag at third, guarding against the bunt. Stoneman comes to the plate, 1-0. Fastball, a bit outside, ball 2. Now Fire looks at third base coach John McNamara. Cut on Chris Fire. Stoneman delivers 2-0. Curve is a crawl strike, and that's just above the knees. Stoneman in on the count at 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Curve, dips low, ball 3. Stoneman now behind on Spire, 3 balls and 1 strike. On a 3-1 count to Alan Gallagher in inning number 2, Stoneman went to the breaking pitch and got it over. Now the 3-1 pitch to Spire. Breaking pitch, bounded foul to the left. Well, Stoneman, obviously with great confidence in that breaking ball, again throws it on a 3-1 count, and again gets it over for a strike. Full count on Spire, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Checking sides with John Bacabella. The payoff pitch to Spire. Curve, inside, ball board. Spire draws the walk. Spire, a base runner for the second time, and Stoneman gives up his first baseball ball. Tito Fuentes, who's sacrificed in the first inning, will be the Giants' batter. Bailey, starting in at third, playing very close to the line, only about 3 feet off the line and some 12 to 15 feet in front of the bag. Outfield shallow, shading Fuentes to left field. Spire with the lead. Spire is running. Tito belts it into right field, base hit. Spire will try for third. Mayshore up with it. His throw will go to second as Spire is in at third, standing up. So on the hit and run play, Fuentes singles sharply into right field, moving Spire around to third. The Giants have runners at the corners with 1 out. And Bobby Bonds, who flies to right the first inning, will be the batter. Fire was breaking on the pitch, and Ron Hunt took a step towards second base to go over to cover. That was all that Twenty's ball needed to go through into right field, although it might have gone through anyway. Hit very sharply in the hole. Bonds waits, Stoneman sets. The pitch to Bobby, swung on and missed. Breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. An 0-1 count. Fire at third, Twenty's at first. One out, top of inning number 3. Giants nothing, Expos nothing. Stoneman sets at the belt. The 0-1 pitch to Bonds. Curve, swung on and missed. Strike 2. Bonds out of the batter's box, talking to himself. Now gets back in. Stoneman in front, 0-2. Infield, double play deep for the Expos. Stoneman ready. The runners lead from first and third. When he's bluffing from first, and Stoneman steps off the rubber. Bonds now steps out of the batter's box, wipes something away from his eyes. And Bobby back in. Stoneman checking signs with Bacabella. Fire down the line at third. 20's away from first. Pitch to Bonds. Over to shortstop. Wine up with it. Goes the second one. The throw to first. They double up Bobby Bonds, and the side is retired. Bobby Bonds grounds into a double play. Bobby Wine to Ron Hunt. To Mike Jorgensen for the Giants in the third. No runs on one hit. No Expos errors. The runner left off. We go to the bottom of the third. The Giants nothing and the Expos nothing. Whenever you head out on the road, especially on a long trip, it's comforting to know that you can take the experience of Standard Oil travel experts right along with you. The Chevron Travel Service is ready to help you all along the Chevron way. At your request, they'll design and send you a free, personalized Chevron travel kit that's individually tailored to the trip you're planning. If you're in a hurry, they'll map out the most direct. Let the Chevron Travel Service people know. They'll see that you never have to face too steep a grade. The Chevron Travel Service will take that bothersome job of detail planning off your shoulders, and they'll do it absolutely free. To receive a personalized Chevron travel kit, just get a travel request form at any Standard station or Chevron dealer. There are more than 23,000 of them ready to help you along the Chevron way. Bottom of inning number 3. The Giants see a great opportunity in the top of the inning. Go down the well. For the Expos, the tail end of the order. Catcher John Bacabella, shortstop Bobby Wine, and pitcher Bill Stoneman. Bacabella, right-handed batter, season's average of 206. McDowell to the plate. Fastball fouled straight back to the screen. Strike 1. 0-1 on John Bacabella. McDowell checking signs with Raiders. Giant defense well around to the left, particularly the infield. Right up, foul back, strike 2. Bacabella tried to check and had the ball foul off the end of the bat. McDowell in front of Bacabella, 0-2. Big left-hander cranks up, comes to the plate. Misses outside with a fastball, ball 1. A ball and 2 strikes on Bacabella. I'm glad Lon said it's warm here in Montreal. It's freezing to death. A 1-2 count. Gallagher deep at third. Right up is called strike 3. McDowell changing up on the curveball, getting Bacabella on the call, third strike. Number 1 for McDowell in the strikeout department. Bobby Wine, the shortstop, will be the batter. Wine batting for just the third time on the season. As I mentioned, Wine has been used mainly as a late-inning defensive replacement at third base, starting the ball game tonight at shortstop. McDowell sits, fastball, swung on and missed, strike 1. McDowell working very quickly, delivers. Curveball misses someplace, ball 1. A 1-1 count. Wine, feet wide apart. The 1-1 pitch, slow curve is outside, ball 2. McDowell drops behind him, line 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 out, bases empty, bottom of inning number 3. The Giants nothing, the Expos nothing. High pop-up on the right side of the infield. Fuentes crawling as he moves over towards first base. Kingman gets out of the way, and Fuentes makes the catch. About 25 feet off the line in fair territory. With 2 outs and the bases empty, the Expos pitcher, Bill Stoneman, will be the batter. People, products, and service. 3 of the many reasons you'll want to stop at standard stations and Chevron dealers along the Chevron way. Stoneman. No hits and 9 trips to the plate. Right in a batter. Gallagher. Shallow at third. Kingman moves in at first. The outfield shallow into the right. Fastball swung on it. Foul tipped off Raiders' glove. Strike 1. Giants back home on the 16th, Tuesday night against Cincinnati. A twilight doubleheader. McDowell's pitch. Fastball low, 1-1 count. McDowell's pitch to Stoneman. Pop foul back below us. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Cincinnati and Atlanta in on the homestand. A pair of doubleheaders, that twilight doubleheader. Then on the Sunday with the Braves. Twin Bill. Run up curve is a call, strike 3, and the side is retired. A delayed call by Doug Harvey. McDowell gets his second strikeout. For the Expos in the third, no runs, no hits. No diners, nobody left. At the end of 3 full. Giants nothing, the Expos nothing.
There are people who used to scoff at the idea of an American-made small car designed in Detroit and built in the USA to compete with the highly successful imports. Detroit simply cannot provide a proper little car at a proper little price. And that's that, they'd say. And some still say it. But their numbers have dwindled considerably since the debut and ultimate success of cars like Chevrolet's Vega. Not only has Vega proven itself a highly respectable economy car in anybody's league, it's also winning friends for its handling, performance, looks, comfort, and ride. Vega, the little car that does everything well. So well, in fact, that in 1971, its first full year on the market, Vega emerged as the most popular little car made in America. Chevrolet, building a better way to see the USA.
Top of inning number 4 for the Giants, the 4, 5, and 6 spots in the batting order. First baseman Dave Kingman, center fielder Ken Henderson, and third baseman Alan Gallagher. Kingman 0 for 1, grounded to third in the first inning. Right-handed batter against the Expos right-hander Bill Stoneman. Stoneman with a sign from Barcabella. Infield well around to the left. The outfield the same way, and the outfield really backed up. Curve is punted towards third. Bailey charging, barehanded. Throws and gets him. Punting the ball to third base, and Bob Bailey, who does not have the world's greatest arm, making a barehand pickup, a flip throw, and just getting Kingman at first base. Out number 1. Ken Henderson, who struck out at inning number 2, the Giants batter. Switch batter, batting left-handed. Stoneman's pitch. Curve, misses, ball 1. Bailey, 15 to 20 feet off the line and on the edge of the infield grass. Stoneman delivers. Fastball grounded to the right side. Hunter was left up with it. Jorgensen hurries to get back to first and does in time for the out. Henderson retired. Hunt to Jorgensen, 4 to 3. We're out number 2. Alan Gallagher, who was called out on strikes in the second inning, will be the Giants batter. Pitchers around the National League now really jamming Henderson with the breaking pitches. They finally get Kenny looking for it. They go high and away with fastballs, but that was a breaking pitch on the 5th. Kenny grounded to second base. Curve to Gallagher outside, ball 1. 0 pitch to Gallagher. Breaking ball misses, ball 2. 2-0 out. 2 outs, bases empty, top of the 4th. Giants nothing, Expos nothing. Stoneman back to the plate, 2-0. High fly ball right field. Mayshore moves in a few steps, moves towards the line, makes the catch, and the side retired. For the Giants in the 4th, no runs, no hits, no Expos errors, nobody left out. We go to the bottom of the 4th, the Giants nothing, and the Expos nothing.
Whatever you need today for your family or home today, the chances are you'll find it at Long Drug.
It's certainly great weather for taking pictures, and Long's Drug Stores is your headquarters for all your photo supplies. Cameras, flash bulbs, film, and film processing, and all at Long's famous low prices. Speaking of prices, listen to this. Right now you can buy GAF color print film at Long's, a 126 cartridge of 12 exposures at the beautiful low price of only 79 cents. Take pictures outdoors in daylight, indoors with flash cubes, blue flash bulbs, or electronic flash, and even compensate for minor exposure errors. GAF film, just another of the many photo supplies you'll find at Long's Drug, and at a lower price.
Well, like now on the bottom of the 4th, will face the top of the Montreal batting order. Second baseman Ron Hunt, first baseman Mike Jorgensen, and right fielder Clyde Mayshore. Hunt hit by a pitch in inning number 1. Right infield. And the outfield straight away. The outfield not too deep. Hunt taking a lot of time. Finally gets in the batter's box. Ron choking way up on the back, crowding in on the plate. McDowell's fastball is a called strike on the inside corner. An 0-1 count on Hunt. McDowell right back to the plate. Fastball lined to Gallagher, who makes a diving stop. A diving catch at the bag. A line drive hit by Hunt. Gallagher diving towards the line, making a backhand catch. And the Montreal fans giving Gallagher the round of applause. Here's first baseman Mike Jorgensen, who forced Hunt at second base on a punt. Inning number 1 with McDowell getting the assist. Curve is a strike in the inside corner. McDowell really working the sidearm curve, misses inside, a 1-1 count. Jorgensen now backs away and moves back in. A 1-1 count. McDowell against sidearm curve. Not sure if he fouled the ball or not. Ball bounced away from Rader back to the screen. Scoreboard says 2 balls and 1 strike. And we'll go that way. Jorgensen about a half swing. McDowell 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. And the count is 2-2. McDowell sidearm fastball line down a left field line, foul. Count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. The Giants nothing, the Expos nothing. McDowell 2-2 pitch. Fastball, check swing, and a roller foul to the left. Jorgensen again out of the batter's box. McDowell, that is. Jorgensen's back in there. The 2-2 pitch. Looper to short left field. Might be trouble. Out goes Spire. He has room and makes the catch. Spire bouncing quickly out into the outfield. Pick off that little pop-up for the second out. And right fielder Clyde Mayshore will be the batter. This week's Long's Drug is featuring GAF film, a 126 cartridge of 12 exposures for only 79 cents at Long's Drug Stores, where everybody saves. grounded into a double play in the first inning. Right-handed batter. McDowell kicks and fires a fastball. Mayshore ran up the front. Took the pitch high for ball one. Side defense straight away. McDowell's 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball, doubled in the left field for a base hit. Maddox on one knee in the field, lobs into Spire, and Mayshore has the first hit of the game for Montreal. We pause for station identification. This is the Golden West Radio Network.
When you want to hear the sounds of the city, listen to Restamu Syracuse Show, midnight to 6, right here on KSFO in San Francisco. It's the sound of the city.
Third baseman Bob Bailey, who flied to short center in inning number 2, the Expos batter. Bailey's number 4 man in the order. Mayshore at first with 2 outs. McDowell to the plate. Fastball misses inside ball 1. Mayshore moving away from first, held there by Dave Kingman. McDowell looks at first, comes to the plate, a fastball, misses just inside, ball 2. McDowell behind us, Bailey, 2 balls and no strikes. McDowell bluffs the throw to first, driving Mayshore back to the bag. McDowell was obviously off the rubber doing that. Curve, misses, ball 3. Now behind us, Bailey, 3 balls and no strikes. On deck for the Expos, left fielder Ken Singleton.
Company, San Francisco, and other cities.
And a California League schedule around here someplace. They put it up there. We're going to mention, I know Marseille is playing at Fresno tonight. I'm going to mention the other California League teams, but it's gone. It blew out of the booth, I guess. Anyway, I was just going to mention that you might... Gary Maddox up here swings at the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Maddox, Rader, and McDowell mentioned that you might drop out and see one of the California League games. Got one playing in your hometown. Maddox takes strike 2 call on the outside corner, 0-2. Young fellows like Gary Maddox, who had 30 home runs last year for Fresno, playing in that California League. A lot of exciting baseball, and they'll big fellas who will be up in the majors. You'll be watching someday. Pitches outside for a ball, 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes. Count to Gary Maddox. So I tell you, they're really happy, aren't they, Rich? Just one phone call after another. The 1-2 pitch. Founded foul to the left, out of play.
and it stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Maddox against Bill Stoneman. Outfield straight away for Maddox and backed up. Stoneman. Into the windup for the pitch. Curveball swung on it, and he struck him out. Stoneman gets his 5th strikeout. And the batter now will be catcher Dave Rader, who struck out his first time. Left-hand batter with 1 down and bases empty. We're in the 5th inning of a 0-0 ball game. Giants have 2 hits off Stoneman. The Expos have 1 hit off McDowell. Bailey plays up close at third. The outfield medium deep, slightly to the right as Rader takes low for a ball, 1-0. Here's a pitch to Rader. Fastball is a strike call at 1-1. We understand we lost about 20 seconds of our transmission. The last batter, Bob Bailey, swung at a 3-0 pitch against McDowell in the 4th inning and lined out to Gallagher. Was the 3rd out. Maddox struck out to open this inning, and now the count to Rader, 1-1. Pops it up. Behind second base, Ron Hunt is out on the outfield grass, waiting, makes the catch, and 2 men are down. With 2 out, Sam McDowell will be the batter. If one beer just gets you started, here's the one to start with. It's Ham, naturally. The beer that's brewed natural for natural drinkability. Sam McDowell struck out his first time with 2 down. Right-hander Stoneman into the windup for the pitch to McDowell. Curveball, foul back, strike 1. Sam was very happy about the first start that he made. He gave up 6 runs and still won the ball game. He said that never happened at Cleveland. Well, the Giants get him 13 runs. Candlestick Park, but they've pitches inside for a ball. It's 1-1. They have started working him on short races now. Sam, the fact of life for this. Ball on the strike count to McDowell with 2 down on the bases empty and the 1-1 pitch. Fastball is high and away for ball 2. Giants and Expos, 0-0. Wind up this 3-game series tomorrow night. Ron Bryant for the Giants, Steve Renko for Montreal. Stoneman, 2-1 pitch to McDowell. Curveball fouled to first base, and it's 2-2. Stoneman has done it mainly with his curveball tonight. He's sort of showcased his fastball, but his breaking pitch has baffled the Giants. 2-2 count to McDowell. Stoneman has struck out 5 men. Given up a single to Spire and a single to Fuentes. Walked Spire. And Maddox was safe on an error. 2-2 pitch, strike 3 call. And McDowell is out on strike number 6 for Stoneman. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. We go to the bottom of inning number 5, and the score, 0-0. Ken Singleton against Sam McDowell. Singleton walked his first time. McDowell delivers a curve that bounds past Rader, and it's ball 1, 1-0. In the American League, the White Sox shut out Detroit 7-0. Cleveland beat Kansas City 7-2. Gaylord Perry won his 5th game. Singleton drives one fair ball down to the left field corner. Over after it is Maddox. Singleton goes for 2. The ball bounces by Maddox. Singleton rounds second and holds as Maddox throws into third base. Double for Singleton, and he drilled that one just inside the third baseline. Armin Killebrew is homered for Minnesota in the bottom of the 2nd inning, so Minnesota leads at least 1-0 in that game over the Yankees. Here, the Expos come up with a threat as they have a runner at second base and nobody out. And Ron Wood, who rounded back to the mound his first time as the batter. Cal brushes off the sign, looks back at second at Singleton, who has his lead. The pitch hit line drive to center. Henderson charges. He's there to make the catch and throws back into the infield. That ball was hit hard, but a line drive that held up for Henderson, and that is out number 1. So the Expos have hit some solid shots. off McDowell in the last couple of innings. Two line drives that were caught in the fourth inning by Gallagher at third base. One on a diving catch, and the other one a shot right at his belt buckle. Now, after Singleton's double, Woods has lined to center field. Inspire and McDowell talk about something. Rader goes out to talk to McDowell. And I guess what they're talking about now is they're going to walk Boccabella. McDowell completes the walk to Boccabella. Almost threw that one over the plate. Although Boccabella was going to have to stand on a footstool to hit it because it was up high. Gallagher and Rader talked to McDowell. We had a lot of conversations about this inning. Bobby Wine, veteran shortstop, not seeing much duty as a starter, but in there tonight replacing Tim Foley. Wine, need to mention this, not have a hit this year. He's only been up 3 times. Right-hand batter. They're moving Henderson into right center and moving Maddox off the left field line. The Giants hoping for a double play ground ball. Here's the pitch to Wine, a strike on the inside, a good fastball. Wine popped to second his first time, and Bob turns and says something to Doug Harvey. Singleton at second base. Over at first is Boccabella with one man down. McDowell trying to pitch himself out of a spot here in the 5th inning. Count of 1 strike on the right-hand batting shortstop, Bobby Wine. McDowell is taking quite a bit of time. Unusual for Sam. He pitches pretty quickly most of the time. Top foul out of play for strike 2. He is in front of Wine, 0-2. McDowell looks in the Giant dugout. Must be yelling something to him from that dugout. McDowell's wife and 2 children here in Montreal to watch him pitch against the Expos. Fastball just a bit outside, and it's 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes. The count to Bobby Wine with runners at first and second, 1 out, and 0-0 ball game in the bottom of the 5th. Sam has a sign. As a target from Raiders. The runners lead from first and second. The pitch to Wine. Fly ball to center. Easy chance for Henderson. Singleton tags and goes partway, and Henderson throws in. Singleton holds at second. Wine flying out to center field. The crowd reacted a lot more than that one was hit. It was no routine fly ball. And now Bill Stoneman, who struck out his first time, will be the batter. Right-hand batting pitcher, Stoneman, against McDowell with 2 down, runners at first and second. Bottom of the 5th inning. Totals even with the exception of the fact that Montreal has been charged with an error. Stoneman choking up about 7 or 8 inches on the bat now to just try to get a piece of the ball, maybe push it through the infield. McDowell's pitch to him. Inside for a ball, 1-0. Over at first, Boccabella at second. Singleton with 2 out. Sam McDowell, 1-4 and lost none for the Giants, and he has to be in the role of a stopper tonight. Shell beaten last night. Fastball strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Juan, victim of giveaway night by his teammates, although as Juan said he can't complain too much because he threw one away himself. Ball on a strike to count to Stoneman. Singleton at second, Boccabella at first. 2 men down. McDowell is taking a lot more time than we've seen him take since he's been over here with the Giants. He's really being deliberate in this situation. He looks at second, comes to the plate. Fastball grounded to Kingman. He will make the play himself. Beats Stoneman to the bag, and the side is retired. Here in the 5th, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on. And at the end of 5, the score, 0-0.
Yes, it's a big country, and And how many people you know have seen it all? Count the number of states you've traveled through. Bet it's less than half. And what plans do you have for the vacation you've got coming up? Ever been to Athens, Georgia, Snowflake, Arizona, or Mexico, Maine? Well, there's no better way to see the USA than by car. You know that. But did you know that America's most popular mid-size car is our Chevrolet Chevelle? Chevelle isn't as big as a lot of cars. It certainly isn't too much car, and it most certainly isn't a little car. Chevelle seats as many as 6 with room for vacation gear. We say it fits more families, more vacations, and more budgets. Chevrolet wants your new Chevelle to be the best car you ever owned.
The organist plays started. Top of the order for the Giants in inning number 6. Fire, 20s, and bombs against Bill Stoneman. Neither side able to cave in the other. The Giants with single by Fire and a single by 20. Fire has singled and walked, so he's perfect tonight against Stoneman, and he comes up here to see what he can do about leading off inning number 6 with something positive for the Giants.
Running forward, the shortstop, Fire.
The Giants and the Expos, 0-0 in the top of the 6th inning. Fire taking his time getting in the batter's box. Right-hand batter moves in, and Bill Stoneman looks in for the sign. Stoneman has retired the last 7 Giants and 20 single in the 3rd. The pitch on the way to Fire is a slow curveball for a strike. Stoneman has really made excellent use out of that big sweeping curve. 1 strike count. The 1 strike pitch is Fire. Fastball is outside for a ball, 1-1. He hasn't thrown the fastball over the plate more than 5 or 6 times, I don't imagine, tonight. Then mainly the curveball. He missed the plate with the fastball, possibly on purpose. He got the curveball over. There's a curve, line drive, base hit, center field. That one was stung to center by Fire. He has his 2nd hit. And so far, Stoneman has been no mystery to Fire. He's at first base, and Tito Fuentes, who has sacrificed and singles, he also has a perfect night to this point, will be the batter. The last time Fuentes was up here, they had Fire running, and Fuentes hit one through the hole to right field. See what happens now as Bailey, the 3rd baseman, thinks Fuentes will be sacrificing. Pitch to Tito, he squares the bunt, takes a strike. Pulls the bat back, but the pitch was over for a strike. Jorgensen charging from first, and Bailey from 3rd. Fuentes might have been bluffing the bunt there to see just exactly how hard Montreal was going to be charging. Maybe try to hit the ball by 3rd base past Bailey. Waiting now as Fire gets his lead. Expos charge. He turns to bunt and misses. Tried to bunt for the base hit that time. I don't know if the sacrifice was on or not, but he wasn't giving himself up. He was trying to lay the ball down and beat it out. With an 0-2 count to Tito. Bailey will play back a bit now. He will not be able to charge quite as much with 2 strikes on 20. He will not figure that Tito is going to try to lay the ball down with 2 strikes on it. 20's waiting with an 0-2 count. Stoneman steps off. Stoneman has gone with a fastball on those 2 pitches to Tito when he was squaring around to sacrifice. Fire with his lead at first, an 0-2 count. The 0-2 pitch. Grounded to shortstop. Line behind him, second for 1. Hunt throw to first, out of time. Fire cut down on the 4th out as Wine threw to Hunt. Hunt's throw to first was not in time to get 20. It's a 4th out at second base, and the batter will be Bobby Mon. Strikeout for parts unknown on the new Chevrolet Impala. A practical one, a beautiful one. See it, and you'll know what we mean. All very practical. But we want your new Impala to be the best car you ever own. With 2 down, Bonds, who was flied out and hit into a double play, faces Stoneman with 20s at first and 1 down. The Giants unable to really get anything going in this one. Bonds hits a high fly ball to center field. Moving back under this is Wood. Waits, makes the catch, and 2 men are down. Had Mon done that his last time up, the Giants had a run. Had runners at first and third. Instead, he hit into a double play. This time, he hits the fly ball to fairly deep center field. They would have scored the run. But him dog Rabbit. And now here is Dave Kingman, who's been thrown out by third baseman Bob Bailey twice, once on a ground ball, and he next time, as Kingman was trying to beat out a bunt as the leadoff man in the fourth. 20's at first. Kingman has lost the home run lead now as Nate Colbert has hit his seventh for San Diego. Pitch today. Curve is outside for a ball, 1-0. We're on the top of the sixth. 0-0. Giants and Expos being very quiet with the bats tonight as Stoneman and McDowell mow down the hitters. 20's with a short lead. The pitch to Kingman. Curveball is a strike. 1-1. Ball and a strike the count to the Giants first baseman. Outfield backed up, pulled around to the left. The infield also deep and around to the left. Tito gets his lead at first. Bluff doesn't go. Fastball outside. Ball 2. 2-1. Stoneman tried to keep that fastball off the plate. And Kingman tried to pull it. He'd have to go for a bad pitch. Now with the count of 2-1. Kingman waits and Stoneman looks at first. The right-hander's pitch. 20's goes. Curveball swung and missed. The throw to second is not in time, and 20's has it stolen. Tito steals second as Kingman has strike 2 now. 20's steal his third. He's been caught once. The Giants' 24th steal of the year. The Giants are starting to turn into a different type of ball club. They've got good speed. Where it used to be sit and wait for the home run, they don't have to do that now. But they are going to have to drop out of the slump that they're in. They're not even getting the base hits, and to use the speed, you can't very well steal first base. You have to get on the bases. The Giants with a young ball club and a club that is going to have an image change because of the speed that they have. Of course, they still have the power with guys like Kingman and Bond. Curveball swung on and missed. He struck it out. Stoneman gets his seventh. No runs on a hit, no errors, and a runner left on. And as we go to the bottom of the sixth, it's 0-0. I'd like to take a minute to talk to you women in our audience. Have you ever come upon an unexpected sale, seen something that you'd always wanted? It's a nice feeling if you can take advantage of the sale. But what if you don't have enough money with you? What then? Well, you could still take advantage of the sale if you had a Bank America card. You could use your Bank America card to buy the article at the reduced price and then pay for it later in convenient monthly installments. The money you save by getting the article at the reduced price would more than pay for the interest charges. That's using your Bank America card and using your head. And that's why we say you just think of a Bank America card as money. Money that can save you money. And should by now realize that he's not going to throw the fastball over, only on very rare occasions. He is making the curveball his pitch, and the Giants are unable to hit it. They have to go up there knowing that that is the pitch they're going to get. So far, whether they've known it or not, he has made it too tough to hit. Ron Hunt takes low for a ball, 1-0. McDowell and Stoneman dueling pitch for pitch through the first 5.5 innings. Hunt, who has been hit by a pitch and lined out, robbed of a base hit on a diving catch by Alan Gallagher. Takes the fastball strike on the outside, and it's 1-1. 3 hits for the Giants, 2 for Montreal. Hunt with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Jorgensen and Mayshore to follow. A 1-1 pitch to Hunt. That one misses for a ball. 2-1. was a ball. I think that quite probably one of the reasons it was called ball, too, is the fact that its raider dropped it. It bounced away from it. It looked like it was probably about letter high over the plate. Ground ball to third. It's a foul ball. Gallagher throws to first, but it's a foul ball, and the count is 2-2. That ball right down the line, but Gallagher was over to the line to field it. Dan Landis said it was a foul ball. So it goes to 2-2 against us. This one right now, sitting where one small break could win it for either club. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Hunt is out on strike. And we'll pause for station identification. This is the Golden West Radio Network.
When you want to hear the sounds of the city, listen to the Gene Nelson Show, 8 to midnight, right here on KSFO San Francisco. It's the sound of the city.
Secretary Frank Bergonzi announces tonight's paid attendance, 11,031. Mike Jorgensen, left-hand batter, takes a strike, 0-1. McDowell has 3 strikeouts. He's walked 2 men. He's given up 2 hits. And he's hit a man. He has 1 strike count on the left-hand batting Jorgensen. McDowell over the top. Curveball swung on and missed, strike 2. That was a big sweeping curve. An 0-2 count as McDowell is out in front of Jorgensen. Batting here in the bottom of the 6th. Sidearm curve is high and outside for a ball. 1-2. To the Montreal first baseman. Check swing, a roller to the left side. Gallagher can't get it. Fire up with it. Throws to first. Not in time. That was a check swing roller just out of McDowell's reach. Gallagher coming over, couldn't get it. Fire charged in, made the play, but when he threw to first, it was too late. And it will be a base hit for Jorgensen. That is probably about the 5th or 6th time that has happened on those check swing rollers to the left side. I don't know what the reason is, but the Giants are not making a play on that ball. It cost them a ball game in Philadelphia. This one has put a runner on his first base with 1 out. Clyde Mayshore takes a curve low for a ball, 1-0. Right-hand batter has hit into a double play and singles. One of the reasons might possibly be, although in Philadelphia it happened on the artificial turf, I was going to say one of the reasons might be that the Giants are expecting the ball to come to them better on this turf. And it does not. Pitch is high for ball 2. McDowell behind 2-0. 2-0 count. Over at first, Jorgensen with the infield hit, the 3rd hit for Montreal. Swinging a pop foul back out of play, and the count is 2-1. We're in the bottom of the 6th of a 0-0 ball game. Each club with 3 hits. Sam McDowell and Bill Stoneman duel here at Jarry Park in Montreal. Jarry Park. Cab driver said we should call it. He didn't understand what it was when we said Jarry Park. Curve of the strike. And it's 2-2. Of course, the trouble was that Bill was speaking French to him. It turned out the cab driver was from Brooklyn. Over at first base, Jorgensen. He goes. 2-2 pitch is taken high. The throw to second is... He's out at second base. 20s came up in front of the bag. That was a good throw by Rader. But Tito came in front of the bag and then had to turn and make a dive to slip the tag on Jorgensen. It was a good throw by Rader, and Tito just came too far into the infield, but managed to make a dive to get the put out. 3-2 count. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. And here in the 6th, no runs on a hit, no errors, and no one left on. At the end of 6, the score, 0-0. Inning number 7, a 0-0 ball game. To tell you about it, here's Bill Thompson.
The Giants at the 5, 6, and 7 spots in the batting order. Center fielder Ken Henderson, third baseman Alan Gallagher, and left fielder Gary Maddox. Each team with about equal opportunities to score. The Giants had runners at first and third with one out in the third and failed to score. For the Expos, their best opportunity, Singleton led off in the fifth with a double. Henderson 0 for 2, struck out in the second, grounded to second in the fourth. Kenny batting left-handed against the right-hander Bill Stoneman. Fastball is a bit outside, ball one. Outfield backed up and around to the right. Stoneman back to the plate. Fastball fouled straight back to the screen. A ball and a strike on Ken Henderson. Kenny back in the batter's box. Stoneman into the full windup. The right-hander's 1-1 pitch. Curve, belted off Stoneman's leg. It'll go into left field. Henderson around first will hold on as into field the ball is Singleton, and that ball hit Stoneman in the leg. Went into left field to the shortstop position. Stoneman apparently is all right. Stoneman tells the Montreal trainer on the bench that he's all right. Henderson hit a shot back to the mound. Hit Stoneman in the leg. Line started to break towards second base on the ball at the middle. The ball went between Line and Bailey in the left field, so Henderson has the base hit. Stoneman says he's all right. Tonight's game is being brought to you by Chevrolet's 1972 cars, Ham's Beer, Long Stroke Stores. Now, Stoneman will be allowed to take a couple of practice pitches. Stoneman throwing some practice pitches to John Bacabone. He says he's ready to go. The trainer did not even brought to the mound, and Stoneman told him he was all right. So now, Henderson is at first with nobody out here in the top of the seventh, a 0-0 ball game, and Alan Gallagher, who was called out on strikes in the second and flies to right in the fourth, the Giant batter. Bailey crowding in at third, looking for the bunt. Stoneman set. Gallagher around the bunt, takes outside, ball one. Bailey keeping his right hand in his pocket in between pitches, trying to keep warm. Third baseman now moving in again. Henderson with a lead at first. Throw to first, and Henderson back in. A 1-ball, no strike count on Gallagher. Henderson at first with nobody out. No score, top of the seventh. Henderson single, the Giants' fourth hit. Gallagher again squares the bunt, takes inside, ball two. 2-0 count. The Giants right-handed batting third baseman. Bailey yelling something into Stoneman. Henderson is shorted at first, now moves away. Stoneman lobs the throw there, driving Kenny back to the bag. Stoneman again with Bailey yelling something into Stoneman. Henderson is shorted at first, now moves away. Stoneman lobs the throw there, driving Kenny back to the bag. Again ready. Gallagher waits on a 2-0 pitch. Squares the bunt. Misses it. Gallagher bunting at the pitch and missing for strike one. Count on Allen. Now 2 balls and 1 strike. Gallagher now will have a conversation with John McNamara, the third base coach. They talk halfway between third base and home plate. Gallagher moves back into the batter's box. Henderson standing on the bag at first. Kenny moving away. Count of 2-1. In the first 3 pitches, Gallagher has indicated the bunt. That's the first 2. Bunted at the third. Gallagher again around the bunt. Bunts it down the first baseline. Jorgensen up with it. Takes a look at second, but now goes to first to Hunt covering. The sacrifice is successful as Henderson moves to second. Jorgensen to Hunt, 3-4 on the putout. Gary Maddox will be the Giants batter. Safe on an error in the second inning. Struck out swinging in the 5th. Maddox, tall, slender, right-handed batter. The Expo defense just about straight away. Hunt perhaps pulled a step towards second base. Stoneman sets Henderson away from second. Hunt trying to bluff him back and does. Now Stoneman to the plate. Curve, popped a foul out of play. Strike 1. Fourth time in the game, the Giants have had the leadoff man on. I think that's the 3rd time. Stoneman ready. The 0-1 pitch to Maddox. Curve, swung on it. Missed. Strike 2. Stoneman in front of Maddox, 0-2. Henderson at second, 1 out. No score, top of inning number 7. Stoneman reading signs from Bacabella. Shakes off 1, okays the second. Henderson away from the second. Henderson is running. Pitch is outside to throw to third, not in time as Henderson steals third base. Kenny Henderson getting a good jump at second base, stealing it easily. Pitch was high and outside for ball 1. Bailey did not even attempt a tag at third base. Henderson gets his 3rd steal of the year. Now the Expos pull the infield in. The count on Maddox has gone to a ball and 2 strikes. Stoneman apparently will work from the set position. He does. Into the stretch. The 1-2 pitch to Maddox. Curve, grounded, down to third base line. Through ball, base hit. Henderson comes in to score. Maddox around first, heading for second. He will be in with a double. Maddox with the infield pulled in. Didn't overpower the ball, but hit it right down the line, just over the bag for a fair ball. Maddox doubled down the line to drive in Henderson to put the Giants in front, 1-0. Dave Rader, the catcher, will be the Giant batter. Maddox drives in his 5th run, with his 9th hit of the year. Henderson's steal at third base set up the whole thing because Maddox definitely did not overpower the ball, but with the infield drawn in, just enough on the ball to get it between Bailey and the line. Maddox away from second. Joe back to second. Maddox back in. Catcher Dave Rader is struck out in the second inning, popped to second in the 5th. Left-handed batter. Maddox, who can run, is at second base. Bailey, wide of the bag, half a step in front of the line. Stoneman spins off the mound, does not throw to second. The line tried to get in behind Maddox, Gary back in. Stoneman nods okay. Maddox with his lead at second. Line trying to keep him close. The pitch to Rader. Fastball. Low ball 1. Stoneman into the set position. Maddox away from second. Pitch to Rader. Curve is very high. Ball 2. 2-0 count. score, beat Texas 1-0. Now Gene Walk comes out of the mound, or out of the dugout and heads out to the mound. Montreal manager walking out to talk with Stoneman. Final score, Baltimore 1, Texas 7. Texas with 7 hits. Baltimore with 2. McNally the winner and Broberg the loser. Walk, Bacabella, and Stoneman talking in front of the mound. Henderson opened the inning with a base hit off Stoneman's leg, was sacrificed to second by Gallagher. Stole third. With the infield gone in, Maddox bounced a double past Bailey, the third baseman. They count on Dave Rader, 2 balls and no strikes. Stoneman to the plate. Fouled away by Rader, strike 1. Looking at a Bacabella. Expo defense straight away. Stoneman still looking at second. Now comes the plate 2-1 and misses high with a fastball. Ball 3. On deck for the Giants pitcher, Sam McDowell. Stoneman looks back at second. Looks again. The 3-1 pitch to Rader. High fly ball, short right center field. Mayshore coming in. Hunt goes out. Mayshore, the right fielder, crawls and makes the catch for out number 2. Rader fires to short right for the second out, and Sam McDowell will be the batter. McDowell struck out swinging in the third, was called out on strikes in the 5th. Old Sam, when he came to spring training, get him a lot of runs over here. Maddox at second, 2 outs, a run in. Giants leading 1-0 in the top of the 7th. Maddox with his lead at second. Stoneman's pitch. Punted, back past Stoneman. Hunt over to his right to field. Well, that's sort of first, throws to third. Maddox dives back in and just gets back in. As McDowell bunted the ball, sort of a little line drive, and they've scored it as an error on Stoneman. Whoopee. McDowell punched the ball, or bunted it with a little low liner past Stoneman. Hunt went to his right field. Had no chance to get McDowell through to third. Maddox rounded back, but got back in. Stoneman is charged with an error.
Let it cool. Play shortstop. Chris Fire.
Chris Fire singled the right in the first inning, walked in the third, singled the center in the 6th. Giants with runners at first and third, 2 outs, a run in, and leading 1-0 here in the top of the 7th. Stoneman ready. Maddox down the line at third. McDowell away from first. Curve outside, ball 1. Stoneman ready. Fire waiting at the plate. The 1-0 pitch. Curve low, ball 2. 2-0 count. Maddox and McDowell lead from third and first. It's the Spire. He checks his swing in time. It's outside, ball 3. Now Stoneman behind 3 balls and no strikes. Tito Fuentes in the on-deck circle for the Giants. Pitch. Fire away, line down the right field line. Back into the seat. Spire getting the green light on a 3-0 pitch. Lined it foul into the stands, deep down the right field line. Stoneman in on the count at 3-1. The Montreal bullpen will get busy. Maddox down the line at third. McDowell away from first. The 3-1 pitch to Spire. Curveball grounded sharply to short. Wide up will go to first. does to get fired to retire the side. The Giants in the seventh, 1 run, 2 hits, 1 Montreal error, and 2 runners left on. We go to the bottom of the seventh, and the Giants lead it 1-0. It'll be the middle of the order for Montreal against Sam McDowell. Another game, the National League after 5 innings. Los Angeles 3, New York 2. Downing for the Dodgers, Matlack for the Mets, Frank Robinson, home run for Los Angeles. San Diego beat Philadelphia 5-3. Clay Kirby, the winner, Woody Fryman, the loser. Colbert and Kendall homered for San Diego. Colbert hitting his 7th to take over the Major League lead. Houston leads St. Louis 2-0 after 2.5. Roberts for the Astros, Bob Gibson for St. Louis. Pittsburgh 3, Atlanta 4 after 5.5. Oliver is homered for Pittsburgh. This afternoon, Chicago beat Cincinnati 4-2. Pappas the winner and Gary Nolan the loser. The American League, Chicago over Detroit 7-0. Bradley the winner. Miller the loser. Cleveland 7, Kansas City 2. Gaylord Perry the winner. Heather the loser. Alex Johnson homered for the Indians. Baltimore beat Texas 1-0. McNally the winner and Broberg the loser. After 3.5 innings, Minnesota 2, New York nothing. Kekich for the Yankees. Gaylord for Jim Perry rather for the Twins. Harmon Killebrew is homered for Minnesota. Here we go to the bottom of the seventh. Giants leading 1-0. Jerry Johnson goes to the bullpen for San Francisco. Sam McDowell will face third baseman Bob Bailey, left fielder Ken Singleton, and center fielder Ron Woods. 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Bailey flied to center in the second inning. Then in the fourth on a 3-0 pitch, he lined to Gallagher at third. Tom Walker, right-hander, throwing in the bullpen for Montreal, and Terry Johnson throwing for the Giants on the right field line. Bailey, right-handed batter, stands in against Sam McDowell. Fastball high, ball 1. Also in the Giant bullpen, left-hander John Morris. McDowell to the plate. This is low, ball 2. McDowell behind on Bailey. 2 balls and no strikes. Sam back to the plate 2-0. This is high inside, ball 3. 3-0 count on Bailey, leading off the bottom of the seventh. Now kicks and throws, a fastball strike. Bailey looking at the third base coach, Jimmy Brigg, and then moves back in. McDowell to the plate, 3-1. Fastball drive to deep left. That exploit back, still going back. Watches, this one is gone, a home run. Game is all tied up, 1-1. The Expos left fielder Ken Singleton walked in the second, doubled the left in the fifth. Good hitter, batting right-handed. McDowell kicks and throws. Slow curve outside, ball 1. McDowell right back to the plate. Fastball swung on it. That's a count of a ball on the strike. A 1-1 pitch to Singleton. Fastball too high. Ball 2. McDowell drops back on the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. A 2-2 count. Both bullpens busy. Johnson and Morris for the Giants. Walker for the Expos. Score tied 1-1 in the bottom of the seventh. 2-2 pitch to Singleton. Low ball 3. Rader drops out towards the mound. Now Gallagher will come in from his third base position. Now staring out at the outfield as Gallagher is still on the mound. Rader back behind the plate. Now Gallagher drops back to third. Full count on Singleton. 3 balls, 2 strikes. McDowell to the plate. Fastball, line foul to the right. St. Louis scored 5 runs in the bottom of the third to lead the Houston Astros 5-2 at the end of 3. McDowell standing with hands on hip. Now Singleton is in the batter's box. McDowell and Rader ready to pay off pitch. 3-2 on its way. Swung on and missed. Breaking ball. Singleton strikes out for out number 1. McDowell gets his 5th strikeout. The batter for the Expos will be the center fielder Ron Woods, who was thrown out by McDowell in the second inning and lined to center in the 5th. Woods, right-handed batter. McDowell pitch fastball, outside, ball 1. Got behind Bailey. Bailey hit a home run. Behind Singleton, but came back to strike him out. 2-0 pitch. Fastball, misses low ball 3. Now 3-0 count. Nothing on Ron Woods. Batting with 1 out, the bases empty and a run in. The score tied 1-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Now 3-0 pitch. Grounded to shortstop. Fire to his right. Has it. Goes to Kingman. In time for the out. Again, the Expos swinging 3-0. And Woods grounds out for the second out, and John Bacabella will be the batter. Called out on strikes for third inning through an intentional walk in the 5th. McDowell fires a slow curve outside, ball 1. McDowell really working in a hurry now. Curve high, ball 2. McDowell drops behind on Bacabella. 2 balls and no strikes. McDowell now off the rubber to go to Rosenbach. The 2-0 pitch. Line foul for strike 1. Two and 1 to count on the Expo catcher. And a 2-1 pitch. This is inside, a breaking pitch. McDowell now behind 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. Fastball, line to center field. Henderson waiting, now starts back. Reaches up and makes the catch up over his head. Bacabella retired, and so are the Expos. But here in the 7th, they get a run on 1 hit. Bailey's leadoff home run. No Giant errors, nobody left on at the end of 7 full. The Giants 1 and the Expos 1. Before going to inning number 8 of Lon Simmons, we'll pause for station identification. This is the Golden West Radio Network.
When you want to hear the sounds of the city, listen to Carter Blakemore Smith, 1 to 4, right here on KSFO in San Francisco. It's the sound of the city. Tito Fuentes
Poised to lead off for the Giants. Tito is 1 for 2 as a sacrifice, a single, and forced the runner. Then Bonds and Kingman as the Giants and the Expos tied at 1-1. The Giants return to Candlestick Park on the 16th, a twilight doubleheader. 5:30 game time in that one. Pitches inside for a ball, 1-0. Looking for the time of day that can get them to slump. Maybe 5:30 is the time. Stoneman's 1-0 pitch. Line drive center field for a base hit. Woods over to field it, and 20's has his second hit. Tito, had he pulled that ball just a little bit more, had it in between him for extra bases, but Woods was able to scamper over and get it on the first hop. Now Bobby Bonds, who has flied out, hit into a double play and flied out again, is the batter. That hit, number 6 for the Giants. Was elated first. A look over there. Tito goes. Bonds swings and misses. There'll be no throw. 20's at a big jump and gets the stolen base, his second of the night. And for Tito, that is his 4th steal of the year. Is in scoring position. A 1-strike count on Bonds. Look back a second. Stoneman's pitch to Bobby. Curveball hit deep to left field. That one is going well back to the fence. Back is Singleton. It's off the wall. Tito will score, and Bonds will have himself a stand-up double. Singleton misplayed that ball. It appeared when Bonds first hit it that it might be in the seat, but it hit at the base of the wall. Call it a wall. It's just a 5-foot-high barrier in front of the stands in left field, and Singleton misplayed that ball, and Bonds has himself a double. Stop worrying about him misplaying it. We need all the help we can get. So it's the double for Bonds. The Giants lead at 2-1. And Dave Kingman will be the batter. Kingman has been thrown out twice by Bailey at third base and has struck out. When Bonds first hit it, it looked like it was a home run, but it must have been knuckling or something. It took a nosedive into the bottom of the fence in left field, and it's a 2-base hit. Bonds at second. Stoneman looks back there. They're expecting Kingman to be sacrificing, and the Expos were moving all over the place, but Stoneman stepped off the rubber. Bailey was going to charge at third. Wine was going to go cover third base. They're expecting Kingman to be trying to lay the ball down to get Bonds over to third. Pitch today. Swung on it. Missed strike one. He was trying to hit the ball to right field, and he missed the pitch. 0-1 count. Now Kingman looks at Johnny McNamara, who was calling to him, and Bailey will go in to talk to Stoneman. The Giants in front 2-1. Bonds doubling into the left field corner to score pointed to a single and stole them second. The end of 6. The Dodgers lead by a score of 3-2 over the Mets. Throw to second base, and Bonds gets back in. Wine is trying to draw Bonds off second by racing towards third base with Hunt moving in behind him. So far, their trickery and deceit has not paid off. Count of a strike on Kingman with nobody down. Bonds leads the way at second. Trying to get a big lead. The pitch, Kingman bumped it and fouled it. Kingman tried to push it down the first base side and fouled it off. So it's an 0-2 count on Dave. And he looks now at McNamara. Giants trying to get a little extra for McDowell. They have a 1-run lead for him now, 2-1. Kingman is down to an 0-2 count, trying to move Bonds over to third at least. And now he's going to have to be protecting the plate. He can't worry too much where he hits it. Just trying to hit it. Stoneman stretch. Bonds with his lead at second. The pitch. Kingman takes a fastball outside for 1-2. Dave can just about figure that Stoneman isn't going to throw much of a fastball, or he can hit it and throw it out of the plate. He's going to be getting breaking stuff from Stoneman unless Bill decides to really surprise him. Pitch to Kingman, curveball, line drive, base hit down the left field line. Bonds will score easily as he rounds third and heads for the plate. Kingman is trying for two. The throw is not in time. It'll be a double for Kingman, and Kingman has hurt himself. Kingman pulls up lame at second base. Now let's see what happened to Kingman. Dave is limping at second. He probably just twisted his ankle a bit. I hope that's all. The Giants lead by a score now of 3-1 as Kingman drives in his 23rd run of the year. And manager Charlie Fox, trainer Leo Hughes out to talk to Kingman. He's walking around all right. It seems as though maybe he just twisted an ankle as he was getting to second base, but he's still limping as he stands at second. Of course, it takes an operation to get Kingman out of the lineup. But Dave says he's all right, and he remains at second base. When he first pulled up, it looked as though he might have pulled a hamstring or something the way he stopped at second base. Kenny Anderson is going to be given an intentional pass. Mike Marshall throwing in the bullpen now for the Expos. Anderson will be given the free transportation. They will walk him, put him on first with nobody down. Kingman at second base. A single by 20. Doubles by Bonds and Kingman. The Giants have taken a 3-1 lead. Anderson now goes to first base. The Giants have been hitting the ball in the late innings of the ball games, but ordinarily they've not been close enough to have it do any good. Now MON comes to the mound and points to the bullpen, and Mike Marshall, his ace reliever, will be called upon here as Stoneman goes 7+ innings. Has been charged with 3 runs. A total of 8 hits. Is responsible for 2 runners on there. Struck out 7. And walked just 2 men. Stoneman gets a hand as he leaves. And Mike Marshall. I told you it wasn't cold, Bill. Marshall comes in. He doesn't have a sweatshirt on or anything. Rocky right-hander will be pitching to Alan Gallagher with nobody down. Runners at first and second. The Giants in front, 3-1. San Diego defeated Philadelphia 5-3. We're set to go now as Alan Gallagher is up here, and he fouls off the first pitch for strike one. Marshall delivering a fastball, and Gallagher turned to bunt and fouls it off. It's a strike one count. Marshall working in this 8th inning as the Giants have scored 2 runs, have nobody down, have Henderson at first and Kingman at second. Gallagher has struck out, flied out, and sacrificed, and he's trying to sacrifice again this time, or at least he was on the first pitch. Marshall takes the stretch. Gallagher turns to bunt. Busted down the third baseline foul, and it's a strike 2 count. 0-2, the count to Gallagher. So now, the manager Charlie Fox tries to have Gallagher bunt with 2 strikes on him, or has him swinging away. At first base, Jorgensen is playing up as though he expects Gallagher's going to try to bunt the ball again. He is right up on the infield grass, well in front of Henderson, the base runner at first. But Bailey, the third baseman, is backed up. Stretch for the 0-2 pitch. Gallagher check swing roller to the right side. It is fouled by Jorgensen, and everybody will be safe all the way around. Jorgensen going to his right was going to try to field that ball and throw to second. It's a check swing roller. He couldn't come up with the ball, and it will be ruled as a base hit. They'll give Gallagher a base hit on that check swing. The bases are loaded as Kingman went to third. Anderson is at second and Gallagher at first. Gallagher was going to swing at the ball, but changed his mind. It rolled to the right of the mound. And as Jorgensen ran towards second, he wanted to field the ball and throw to second for the force out on Henderson. But he didn't come up with the ball. It rolled past him, and now the bases are loaded. The Expos will bring the infield in. Right up at the edge of the grass with Maddox, who has been safe on an air, struck out and doubled to drive in a run up here. The bases loaded, nobody down, 2 runs in. The pitch to Maddox. High and inside for a ball, 1-0. The base is jammed. Maddox looking for his first major league home run. See if it might be a grand slam. Kingman leads away from third. Henderson moves off second. Gallagher from first as the pitch comes into Maddox. For a line drive base hit left field. Coming in to score is Kingman, and he is really limping. The ball is bobbled in left field, but it doesn't make any difference, as Henderson also scores, and Gallagher will hold up at second base. He was going to hold up there anyway. Kingman was limping very badly as he came in to score. And that certainly isn't a good sign. The single by Maddox driving in two, as Gary has 3 RBIs tonight. And the Giants now lead it by a score of 5-1. All 4 of the runs in this inning and all 5 in the game charged to Stoneman. Dave Rader will be the batter. He is struck out, popped up, and flied out. Kingman was limping very noticeably as he hobbled in from third base to score. Over at first, Maddox. At second base is Gallagher. The Giants now with 10 hits for their 5 runs. Pitch to Rader, a curveball. He lays off it low for a ball. Still nobody out. The Giants have had 6 consecutive batters to reach first base safely. 5 hits and a walk. Stretch by Marshall. A pitch fouled away by Rader, and it's a 1-1 count. A ball and a strike to count to Dave Rader. He is 0 for 3 at the Giants. Scored 4 times this inning. The lead 5-1. Marshall looking in for the sign for the 1-1 pitch to Rader. Maddox away from first, and Gallagher from second. Base hit to right field. Gallagher goes to third. He will hold at third base. Maddox at second as the throw comes in. And Rader has the 6th hit of the inning for the Giants. The Giants with 6 hits in the inning. They have 6 consecutive hits because a walk was sandwiched in there, an intentional walk. And I don't believe that the intentional walk would take away from consecutive base hits. I don't think it's not charged as a time at bat. So the Giants have the bases loaded again, and Sam McDowell will be the batter. The 3rd consecutive hit off Mike Marshall. At third is Gallagher, at second is Maddox, at first is Rader. Sam McDowell, who is 0 for 3, actually. McDowell swings and misses strike 1. Nothing in 1 count to McDowell. He was fooled on a breaking pitch. Batting left-handed, the Expos had the infield drawn in again. And the 1-strike pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Fooled again with McDowell. He tried to hold up. Marshall throwing that through ball to the left-hand batter, and he's out in front 0-2. Gallagher at third, Maddox at second. Over at first is Rader. 4 runs in, nobody down. McDowell swings and misses. He struck him out. Sam becomes the first out as Marshall gets him on strike, and Chris Meyer will be the 9th man to bat in the inning. Today's game being brought to you by Standard Stations and independent Chevron dealers. Bank of America, Allstate Insurance Company. We're shortstop. Chris Meyer, who has singled, walked, singled, and grounded out the batter. Gallagher at third, Maddox at second, and Rader at first. With 1 down. We're in the 8th inning. The Giants in front 5-1. Out hitting the Expos 11-4 now. The windup and the pitch to Meyer. It's a strike call. 0-1. Marshall throwing a screwball, slip pitch. He throws a lot of off-speed stuff, but has a good fastball they can challenge you with. 1 down, bases loaded. Outfield straight away. Single to the left is deeper than either the center fielder or right fielder. Fastball low for a ball. It's 1-1. 1-1 to Chris Fire. Marshall taking lots of time. Into the windup. The right-hander delivers to Fire. Breaking pitch misses for ball 2. To Fire. Rader away from first, Maddox from second, Gallagher from third. And Marshall's 2-1 pitch is low for ball 3. It's a 3-1 count. Marshall just a pitch away from forcing in a run now. Cast is fired. See if Chris has the go-ahead on the 3-1 pitch. He's waiting. The Expos have backed the infield up now with 1 out. They're looking for a double play ground ball. 3-1 delivery. Ball 4, he walked him, and that forces in a run. Fire getting an RBI. It's the first run off Marshall, charged to him. And now it is a 6-1 Giant lead as they've scored 5 times here in this inning.
The second baseman, Bill Stoneman.
You're wondering about consecutive hits in an inning. It's 12 consecutive hits is the record for an inning. The Giants were halfway there. Tito Fuentes, who started off the inning with a single, is up here to bat against Marshall. Swings, lines it into right center field. That will be it for a base hit. 1 run will score as Maddox comes in. Rader is being waved to the plate. Here comes the throw, and he is out at the plate. Rader, for some reason, held up at second base on that ball by Fuentes. There was a base hit all the way. And then it was, when he was waved in, the throw, the relay from Ron Hunt, nailed him at the plate. Fuentes gets a single and an RBI. As Maddox comes in to score, Rader is thrown out from Mayshore to Hunt to the catcher, Marcabella. And Bobby Bonds, now who doubled the drive in a run in this inning, will be the batter. Pitch on the way to Bonds. It's low and away for a ball. 2 men down. 6 runs in the inning. The Giants lead by a score of 7-1. Fire went to second and held on 20 singles. Rader cut down at the plate. Bonds, the 11th man to bat in the inning. Here's the pitch to Bonds. That's strike on the outside. This is the biggest run production the Giants have had since they gave McDowell 13 runs against Montreal. Second game was a doubleheader at Candlestick. Out of a ball on the strike to Bonds with Fire at second, 20s at first. The pitch to Bonds. Fastball strike on the outside corners, 1 and 2. Ball and 2 strikes to count. Bonds waiting at the plate. Runners at first and second as the Giants send 11 men to the plate here in this 8th inning. Bonds the 11th man. Marshall stretch, the pitch to Bonds. Strike 3 call. Bonds is out on strike. Here in the 8th for the Giants, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs. On 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. No errors and 2 runners left on. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, the score, the Giants 7, the Expos 1. Imagine a room 4,000 feet long, 625 feet wide, and 300 feet high. It's part of a house 25 miles long. The main inhabitants are bats and snow-white crickets. It's the big room at Carlsbad Cabins, New Mexico. Quite a sight. And Chevrolet is building a better way for the station wagon family to get there. Our own versions of the big room.
There are Chevrolet and Chevelle wagons that seat 8 people, a Suburban that holds 9, and a sport van that'll carry 12, and even a little wagon for little families, Vega Camback. Why do we have the largest selections in wagons of anybody? Because if you're a station wagon family, Chevrolet wants your next one to be the best you ever owned, to take you to places like Carlsbad Cabin.
That probably threatened the Giants if they've been hitting some runs. Is out there now with a 6-run lead. The Giants have 12 hits for their 7 runs. Other finals, San Diego beat Philadelphia 5-3. And the Cubs beat Cincinnati 4-2. In the American League, the White Sox 7, Detroit 0, Cleveland 7, Kansas City 2, Baltimore 1, Texas 0. And Bobby Wine will be the leadoff batter in this 8th inning for Montreal. Dodgers lead the Mets 3-2 after 7 innings. Pitch to Wine is low for a ball, 1-0. St. Louis leads Houston 5-2 after 5. Atlanta leads Pittsburgh 4-3 after 6.5. In the American League, Minnesota leads New York 2-0 after 5 innings. Wine swings and misses, and it's 1-1. A ball on a strike to count. Bobby Wine is 0 for 2, is popped up and flat out. Swings and misses a curveball, and it's 1-2. Badly fooled on that one. Hector Torres out in the on-deck circle to act as a pinch batter for the pitcher, Mike Marshall. We're in the bottom of the 8th, 7-1, the Giants lead. Giants return home on the 16th of May, a Tuesday night, twilight doubleheader against the Cincinnati Reds. Curveball is high for a ball, and it's 2-2. That same week, Cincinnati and Atlanta, the clubs that come in the same week, that's Sunday. It's the 21st. Doubleheader action against the Braves. Swinging a foul ball out of play back into the stands. That's Helmet Day on the 21st, the doubleheader. 12 o'clock noon start against Atlanta. 2-2 pitch. Fastball outside for a full count of 3-2 to Wine. On Helmet Day, all youngsters 14 and under. Entering the ballpark will receive free souvenir batting helmet. 3-2 pitch lined into left center field. Maddox going over. Can't get it. Lets the ball down 5. Wine goes to second. The in with a stand-up double. That one solidly into left center field, and Maddox went over. The ball hit at his feet. Got himself tangled up, and it went by him to the wall for 2 bases. Hit number 5 off McDowell.
Hitting for the pitcher, that's the old man saying. Number 25.
Hector Torres. Torres has yet to get a hit in 2 trips. That was Wine's first base hit of the season. Jerry Johnson and John Morris will throw in the Giants bullpen. Pitch to Torres is high for a ball, 1-0. 7 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Giants. 1 run on 5 hits and 2 errors for Montreal. Wine at second base. Opened the inning with a double. Torres on the top of the order. 1-0 pitch. Torres lined it to Kingman at first base. That was hit right off the end of the bat. I call it a line drive because it was just as high as a line drive, but it was hit more like a ping pong serve than a hard line drive. That's out number 1. And Ron Hunt will be the batter. Name the car you consider the most dependable. Chevy Nova, right? Nova's earned the admiration of just about everybody. With a reputation like that, you'd expect the 72 Nova to be the best car you ever owned. Ron Hunt has been hit by a pitch, is lined out and struck out. Batting with 1 down, a runner at second. The Giants in front 7-1. Wine is the Montreal base runner at second base. Hunt choking up on the bat, waiting as McDowell gets the sign from Raiders. His stretch and the pitch. Swung on, popped up into short. center. The shortstop makes the catch, and 2 men are down. As Hunt pops the fire for the second out. And Mike Jorgensen, the left-hand batting first baseman, comes to the plate.
The first baseman,
Jorgensen has forced the runner, popped up, and beaten out an infield hit. Sam McDowell with a 7-1 lead. Takes the stretch as Wine leads away from second. The pitch to Jorgensen. Curveball line foul down the right field line. 7-1. Fastball strike 2, and it's 0-2. The way things have been going, it's let the wind howl and wait for McDowell. And yes, because Sam has been the giant stopper. He is 4-0. And he's now up front, 7-1. Glances at second, sidearm curve is up high for a ball, and it's 1-2. McDowell uses that sidearm pitch on some left-hand batters. He has not been very effective with it so far this year. For one reason, he hasn't been able to get it over the plate. Ball and 2 strikes. 2 down. Wine away from second base. 1-2 pitch. Curveball misses, and it's 2-2. McDowell came over the top with that one. So he's evened up the count of 2-2. Atlanta scored 4 more runs in the 7th inning to lead now 8-3 over the Pirates. 3-2 pitch, foul back for 2-2 pitch, and it stays at 2-2. Bottom of the 8th inning, 7-1. The Giants in front. Giants have been hitting the ball in the late innings. But as we said before, unfortunately, in the late innings, they've been so far behind that they had to get a lot more hits than they did. Tonight, with the score tied at 1-1, they came up with 6 runs in the top half of this 8th inning. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Drive to deep left, going back to Maddox. That one is hit a long way. It's off the wall over his head. Coming in to score is Wine, and Jorgensen has himself a double. Jorgensen really walloped that ball to the off field. Now 7-2 ball game. Jorgensen hit the base of the wall at the 368 sign. Charlie Fox comes walking out as Clyde Mayshore will be the batter, and Fox walking slowly out to talk to McDowell. Fox talking to McDowell as the rest of the Giants gather around. It's a short conversation. Charlie probably wanting to go out and give McDowell a breather for a moment. Mayshore has hit into a double play, has singled and has struck out. He faces McDowell with a runner at second, a run in. 7-2, the Giants in front. That hit the 6-1 on McDowell. Sam working from a stretch. The pitch to Mayshore. Bounded, foul. Fair ball past third. And Gallagher is really charging the umpire to throw into second. It will be held to a single. And there is really a battle at third base. Gallagher almost charged in to Stan Landis. As the ball hit foul when it was past third base. But Landis is apparently saying that it was fair when it went over the bag. It's a single for Mayshore, and Jorgensen comes in to score. It's now 7-3 ball game. We'll pause for station identification. This is the Golden West Radio Network.
When you want to hear the sounds of the city, listen to the Terry McGovern Show, 4 to 8, right here on KSFO in San Francisco. It's the sound of the city.
The Expos come rolling back with 2 runs, and Bob Bailey with a home run in the 7th inning to the ground. Over at first to Mayshore, 3 hits in the inning. Now a 7-3 ball game. Now, stomping around a bit on the mound. Gallagher came very close to getting thrown out of the ball game. He charged Landis almost McDowell were mixed up on the side that time. Rader standing up. And I don't know if he were mixed up or if he just wasn't ready for McDowell to deliver the pitch, but Rader had a heck of a time catching that curveball. Strike one pitch. Bailey checked his swing. And Harvey checked with the first base umpire, Bob Engel, who said no, he didn't swing at it. So it's 1-1. 2 down, 2 runs in. 7-3, the Giants lead. 7 hits now for the Expos. McDowell struggling here in the 8th inning. Pitch to Bailey. Outside for a ball and 2-1. He turned that pitch over. Like screwball that was missed outside to the right-hand batter. So 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 down, a runner at first. McDowell working rapidly, the 2-1 pitch. Grounded over McDowell's glove. Fire charges has it. Lets him throw to first in time, and the side is retired. In the 8th, 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. And at the end of 8, the score, the Giants 7 and the Expos 3. John Strohmeyer makes his 9th appearance for the Montreal Expos, the right-hander. Has 2 saves, has neither won nor lost. He will face Kingman, Henderson, and Gallagher. As the Giants lead at 7-3. 7 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Giants. 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Montreal. And Dave Kingman, who is 1 for 4 with an RBI, is up there. Kingman doubled to drive in a run in the 8th inning. Dave facing Strohmeyer, who delivers the breaking pitch low and away for a ball. Count of 1-0. 1-0 pitch. Strikes on the outside, 1-1. Slider that caught the outside corner. The outfield deep, the infield backed up. Strohmeyer's 1-1 pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 2. Giants had 11 men go to the plate in the 8th inning to score 6 times. Now Kingman trying to start something here in the 9th. The Giants are in front 7-3. Count of 1-2 today. A 1-2 pitch to it. Swung on, line drive, base hit into left center field. Kingman drives one into left center, takes a big turn at first, and holds as Woods throws into second. Kingman with a single. We were watching Dave run there, and he didn't appear to be lifting very much. So apparently his ankle, if that's what it was that he injured, is all right. Kenny Henderson now. Henderson has 1 hit in 3 official trips. He's also walked. He scored a pair of runs. Ran up to bunt, takes high for a ball, 1-0. Bailey playing up close to third with a left-hand batter up there. Kingman on his first base. 7 runs, 13 hits now for the Giants. And Henderson backs away. Somebody from the Montreal dugout said something apparently. Henderson drags this one to first base. Jorgensen will go to second to get Kingman. And Henderson is safe at first base. Kenny tried to drag bunt for a base hit. Did drag it, but right to the first baseman Jorgensen, who had an easy play on Kingman. A force out at second.
Alan Gallagher.
Gallagher, who has 1 hit and 3 official trips, will be the batter. Henderson runs, Gallagher swings and fouls it. Strike 1. Henderson at first with 1 out. The Dodgers and Mets are now tied at 3-3 according to the scoreboard here. I don't have that on our ticker yet, do we, or do we? Henderson has his lead. A throw over there, and he gets back in. Mets scored a run in the bottom of the 8th inning. Tied up 3-3 as Rusty Staub homered. Throw to first. Henderson gets back again. Henderson with a pretty good-sized lead. Strohmeyer comes to the plate. Ground ball to second base for the double play. Hunt to second for one. Wide throw to first. Double play. No runs on a hit, no errors, and no one left on. And as we go to the bottom of the ninth, the score, the Giants 7 and the Expos 3. Ninth inning now. The Giants leading by a score of 7-3. And Ken Singleton will be the leadoff batter for the Expos. Singleton, a switch batter, batting right-handed. Pitch to Singleton is high for a ball, 1-0. Singleton has walked, doubled, and struck out. Faces McDowell in this bottom of the ninth inning. Pitch inside, ball 2. McDowell has struck out 5. He has walked 2, given up 7 hits. His 2-0 pitch. Ball 3 outside. One thing that McDowell doesn't want to do is start this inning off by walking a man, but he is just a pitch away now. He's behind 3-0. And Sam's 3-0 pitch. Fastball to the strike, 3-1. Sam just motioned that he was going to throw a fastball that time. 3 balls and a strike to Singleton. 3-1 pitch. Strike 2 at the knees. The full count of 3-2. The 3-2 pitch is swung on and fouled. It bounds away from Rader. He chased it. I guess Dave didn't think that ball was fouled off. But Singleton just barely picked it with the bat. So it stays at a full count of 3-2. Singleton and Woods and Macabella against Sam McDowell in the bottom of the ninth inning. Giants trying to even the series here. Tomorrow, Ron Bryant will go for San Francisco. 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed. McDowell took something off that pitch. He'd been throwing all fastballs to Singleton. He changed up on him on the 3-2 pitch, got it over. McDowell swung and, Singleton swung it. So that's out number 1. Now Ron Woods, who is 0 for 3, will challenge McDowell with 1 down and the base is empty. The pitch to Woods, the breaking pitch misses someplace and it's ball 1. McDowell thought he had that one in there for a strike. Right-hand batting Woods. Swing and a foul off to the left. Count 1-1. McDowell looking for his 5th victory. Oddly enough, McDowell wins this one tonight. He and Gaylord Perry will each come up with their 5th win on the same day. Perry won his 5th one for Cleveland tonight. 1-1 pitch. Curve is a strike. And it's 1-2. McDowell was in front of Woods with a 1-2 count. Rader sets the target for Sam. His 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. McDowell going to the strikeout. Ball now has 7 strikeouts. With 2 men down, Macabella, who struck out, walked, and lined out, will be the batter. 2 down, bases empty. Bottom of the ninth. The Giants leading 7-3. Sam McDowell kicks and delivers to Macabella. It's low for a ball, 1-0. And the Expo fans start to depart now, figuring that the Expos have had it for this evening. 11,031 here tonight. Boy, they Montreal crowds really show me something. Cold night, but they come out. Watch the Expos. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Just 1-1. on a strike to count to the right-hand batting John Boccabello. A 1-1 pitch to him. Ground ball, foul ball, knocked down by Gallagher behind third base. Count to 1-2. Gallagher, as he walks by Stan Landis, I imagine, is probably saying something about Landis' call on the ball that Mayshore hit in the 8th inning. McDowell in front, a ball and 2 strikes. 2 down, bases empty, bottom of the 9th. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, he struck out the side. McDowell gets his 8th strikeout and fans aside in the 9th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left off. And the final total of tonight's ball game. The Giants 7 runs on 13 hits, no errors. The Expos 3 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. The winning pitcher is Sam McDowell, now 5-0. And the losing pitcher is Bill Stoneman, now 3-3. This is Lon Simmons for Bill Thompson, our producer Rich Smalley, reminding you to stay tuned for the Giants clubhouse which follows, inviting you to be back with us tomorrow evening for the Giants Expos game from Montreal. Broadcast time 4:45 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Our network engineer was Matt Hilliard. The final score again, the Giants 7, the Expos 3. Giants Clubhouse, brought to you by Langendorf Bread, the nutritious bread with grow goodness, and Les Vogel Chevrolet, where you can seal a deal on a 1972 Chevrolet. Sam McDowell wins his 5th game without defeat for the San Francisco Giants tonight. It was no easy one for Sam until the 8th inning, because neither team could score a run as McDowell and Bill Stoneman battled through the first 6 innings in scoreless fashion. The Giants, through the first 6, had 3 hits, a single by Spire, a single by Fuentes, and another single by Spire. In fact, Spire was perfect with 2 singles and a walk up to that point. The Expos had base runners in the first when Hunt was hit by a pitch as the leadoff batter, but a double play erased the runner. A walk to Singleton in the second, but he was picked off by McDowell. Then a single by Mayshore in the 4th. A double and a walk, a double to Singleton, and a walk to Boccabello in the 5th. McDowell got out of it, and then an infield hit by Jorgensen in the 6th. The Giants scored first in the 7th inning when Henderson singled, hit a line shot off Stoneman for a base hit. Stoneman, that is. Gallagher sacrificed him to second, and then Maddox doubled down the third baseline after Henderson had stolen third base. Maddox doubled into the left field corner to drive in the first run of the game. But Bob Bailey homered off McDowell in the bottom of the 7th inning as the leadoff batter to tie it up at 1-1. However, in the 8th inning, the Giants sent 11 men to the plate to drive Stoneham out and continue against his relief, Mike Marshall. When he's opened with a single, Bonds doubled him home. Kingman doubled home Bonds. Henderson walked. Gallagher beat out an infield hit. Maddox singled to drive in 2. Raiders singled. Spire walked and 20 singled. So the Giants wound up with 6 runs. And although Montreal came back with 2 in the bottom of the 8th on doubles by Bobby Wine and Jorgensen and a single by Mayshore, McDowell struck out the side in the 9th inning to preserve the win, his 5th. The total, the Giants 7 runs on 13 hits, no errors. The Expos 3 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. McDowell now 5-0. Stoneman, the loser, is 3-3.